Yeah.
How's it going, everyone? This is the Anime Man. In my 24, almost 25 years of being on this earth, I have consumed a lot of otaku media. Obviously, the stuff from watching anime, reading manga, to reading light novels, reading regular Japanese novels that have been transformed into the previously mentioned, visual novels, erogaze, hentai, you name it. If it's anything otaku related, I've done my best to try and consume it. And I do that for a number of reasons. One, because I like it and I want to consume as much of it as I can so I can get a better understanding of what this whole otaku thing is all about. But two, since starting this YouTube channel, I've basically made it my life goal to try and introduce you guys, people who may not be as deep within the otaku community as me, or perhaps have just started going into the otaku community from today. And to basically help you through, hold your hand, spoon feed you essentially into the cool and awesome things that you can explore in this community. And having taste tested everything on the otaku palette, there is one thing that I have noticed is just not really a thing, and I've never understood why it's not a thing in the otaku community, and that is audiobooks. For those of you who don't know, an audiobook is essentially an audio recording of somebody reading a book. It's been around for a very, very long time, and a lot of people do consume it, whether they want to read or listen to a book as they go to work or before they're about to go to bed. Essentially, it's for the people who want to read things but don't have enough time to physically pick up a book or physically pick up a tablet and only have their ears open at that time. But I've noticed that in the otaku world, an equivalent of that doesn't really exist. Sure, we have things like drama CDs, which have been around for a long time, but that's a little bit different to an audiobook. It's not so much somebody reading you a physical book, like a light novel or an actual novel, but rather it's a reinterpretation of a manga or an anime in voice format. Because truth be told, I feel that the light novel side of the otaku community is not really one that is tapped into quite often by a lot of people. Perhaps because manga is just easier to read, it's got less words. People who are of the younger generation who don't really care about reading so much haven't really stepped into it, or perhaps there's just a lot of people who are like, watching the anime is easier. But for someone like me who has been reading light novels ever since middle school, it's really sad to see that a lot of the Western otaku community just really isn't into light novels. Because I feel that in the Western community, light novels get this really bad stigma of being bad literature. It's not as good as a real book, and it's certainly not as pretty and interesting as real manga. Whereas in a lot of cases, the light novel is actually really, really fun to read. There are plenty of anime and manga series that I don't personally like, which I actually do prefer the light novel version of. Series like Shakugan no Shana, Melancholy of Suzumiya Haruhi, the Boogie Pop series, and yes, even Sword Art Online are all series that were based off of amazingly well-written light novels. Sometimes they make good anime adaptations, and sometimes, well, they don't really. And so I thought to myself, if nobody in the light novel industry is going to go out of their way to make a light novel audiobook, I'll just make one. The lovely folks over at Bookwalker were gracious and kind enough to give me an opportunity to try and create my own anime audiobook. So today I wanted to show you guys just a quick little vlog of, I guess, the behind the scenes of me struggling to go through making an audiobook. The light novel in question is called Combatants Will Be Dispatched by Akatsuki Natsume, the same creator as the ever famous Konosuba. It's his brand new light novel series, and I was personally really looking forward to reading it, and so it was perfect to actually go full head deep and to try and make an audiobook of the first chapter of the first volume of the light novel. I think I did a pretty good job at it, but I'm gonna let the vlog speak for itself. Enjoy this behind the scenes video of me struggling to make an audiobook. Enjoy! Alright, so we are here right now at Studio Neighbors in Takada no Baba, about to record the audiobook for Bookwalker. So I haven't read the actual Japanese novel for this yet. Me reading it in English is basically going to be the first read for me, so there are going to be a lot of things I guess I need to look out for. You know, I have to keep track of each of the voices I'm going to give the characters, because I believe there's about 6 or 7 different characters that make an appearance in this first chapter. I have to try and maintain and try and create voices that will be distinguishable enough for you guys so that when you just hear the audio, you'll know, like, okay, this is this character and this is this character. But the good thing is, because the main character is a dude who is somewhat of the similar age range and build as I am, I just get to do my own voice, you know, my regular natural voice like this for the main character and the monologue, so that's at least going to be nice and easy for me. But yeah, this is my first, I guess, experience at doing any kind of audiobook, English or Japanese, so it's going to be really interesting. Not to mention, it's a light novel audiobook, and there aren't really a whole lot of past examples I could listen to try and get an understanding of how to do an English light novel audiobook, but it should be fun. I have a few people here to like help me guide through, you know, help me if I make any mistakes and anything like that, and yeah, the audio at least is going to sound fucking dope because we're in a professional place with a professional ass microphone. And I honestly have no idea how long this is actually going to take me to record. We're here all day. We've booked this place for basically all day, so hopefully I can get this done in a day. I mean, it shouldn't be too much of a problem because most audiobooks are spoken at quite a faster pace than, say, dubbing for anime or dubbing for games, where it's required to be a little bit slower. So I guess I'm just going to read at my normal natural pace, not too fast, not too slow, but also making sure, you know, when it comes to, say, characters, that I do say each and every word with clear intonations and in ways that you guys can hopefully understand. I guess the one little thing that I'm slightly worried about is the fact that I have an accent, or specifically an Australian accent. I don't know if it's going to be as universally understood or easy to hear than, you know, say an American accent, but there's been a lot of, you know, non-American audiobook readers in the past, so I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, I guess I should stop talking because I gotta preserve my throat for reading this, so yeah, let's get started. Hi guys, this is Joey, the Anime Man, and today I will be reading Chapter 1 of Combatants Will Be Dispatched by Natsume Akatsuki. Okay. Whew. So about halfway through, and it's a lot harder than I thought. I think the biggest issue right now for me is the fact that because there are so many words, it's just really taxing on my throat more than anything. Like when I do just like regular voiceover stuff, I take breaks every now and then, but because this is so long, it's like 58 pages. It's a lot of words, which means it's a lot of talking. Not to mention I have to do multiple voices as well. Weirdly enough, it sort of reminds me of when I used to do like Let's Plays back in the day, when I did like visual novel readings and stuff like that, because I had to do all the voices and all the narrations myself, right? So it's basically just what I was doing with my visual novel Let's Plays, but in a much more professional setting and audio only, so I can look as daggy as I want to be. But yeah, we're gonna do the second half now. I should probably be done in maybe a couple of hours, like, because we probably have to go back and re-record some of the lines and whatnot, so yeah, wish me luck. So, more the Japanese ones? Okay. Explosion! Explosion! 恥ずかしい。OK じゃあ、エクスプロージョンそんな感じで続きやります。So I'm about 30 pages in right now, and people at Bookwalker have given me these like cough medicines or like throat medicines because this thing is actually kind of getting to my throat, not gonna lie. And also, one thing I've noticed about audiobooks, which I think is pretty important, especially if you're doing an English one translated from a Japanese one, is like the pronunciation of certain names. For example, right now, like at this particular part, there's this character called Lady Tillis or Tillis. We're trying to figure that out, but like the full name is like really long, and the inside joke is that her name is really hard to pronounce, right? So you want to make sure that the way I pronounce it in English is based off on the actual Japanese pronunciation, because there are probably a million ways that you could pronounce this. So right now they're checking to see in the original Japanese novel to see how that's pronounced, because I would like to try and pronounce it correctly, but at least with the Bookwalker people checking this right now for me, I can relax my throat. So I'm gonna stop talking. You made a big deal out of your generosity in giving us work, when what you really wanted was to get your hands on my sexy body. I carry the tools I need to maintain my own body. It's like how you take care of your health. Alice responds airily. The device announces that it's ready to accept a new password. Dick Festival. I might as well just try and plow through the whole thing. There's like, what, 20 pages left? I find it hilarious, though, that I'm probably the first person in a professional setting to say Dick Festival. Oh, that was my stomach. Did that pick up on the microphone? Actually, you know what? Maybe we should have lunch. じゃあちょっと休憩入ります。Finished! Yay! Whew. And there you go. After about, say, 3-4 hours, I finally finished this 48-page chapter. Man, that was chapter 1. Imagine if I had to do the whole freaking book, or the first volume. That would have actually taken me like a week to record. God damn. Honestly though, my throat's not too bad. Like, it's not too dead or anything like that. Probably because, you know, I have done videos where I talked for a lot longer. Like, you know, I did that whole saying every single anime for 10 hours thing. Compared to that, 4 hours of just like doing voices and all that is not as tiring, but definitely because of the fact that I had to do different voices, my throat's a little bit more jarred. But I can say recording for an audiobook and recording for so many different characters with so many different personalities and trying to hold that idea of each character and each voice in my head while trying to tell a story, that has actually taught me a lot. Like, I feel just within this session I've gotten a lot better at the idea of doing voicing and doing voice acting and stuff like that. Like, I've definitely learned, like, oh, if I kind of do it like this, then I can do a better voice. Or, you know, I never had to do so much shouting for any kind of voice role as I did with this. So yeah, I think I've gotten a lot better at that overall. But now that that's all recorded, I have to start editing that and making it sound less like a podcast and more like an actual audiobook. So yeah, let's start doing that. And yeah, that was basically it. After that recording, I spent a couple of days to go through and mix the audio around, cut it up so that it flows nicely, and to basically make an audiobook of it. I didn't even bother to vlog that part because you guys don't need to see that boring nitty-gritty stuff. But hey, if you'd like to check it out for yourself, then you can actually pre-order the first volume of this light novel that also comes with my audiobook recording of the first chapter, plus a whole other bunch of stuff, by going down to the link in the description below. And if you're not too interested in that, then you can still go over to Bookwalker, use my coupon code TheAnimeMan to get $5 off, and using those coupon codes really helps your boy to creating all sorts of cool projects like this. So definitely make sure to check it out if you're interested. And yeah, hopefully if this goes well, then your boy might make another audiobook of some kind of light novel or manga, or who the hell knows. The sky is the limit. So I guess let me know in the comments below what you think about light novel audiobooks. Would you be more inclined to check out more light novels if there were audiobook recordings of it? Do you personally use a lot of audiobooks? And hey, if you would like me to do another audiobook for another light novel, then what series would you guys like me to hear narrate and to talk? I'd like to know all your thoughts and opinions on all this kind of stuff, so make sure to let me know in the comments below. Anyways guys, thanks for watching. As always, like and favorite if you enjoy, subscribe for more anime banda, keep watching anime. Ciao! Ne.